Hello, and welcome to another episode of my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to talk to you about how to purchase a home when you have no cash on hand. A lot of times people getting ready to purchase a house, they don't have a lot of money. And they're always saying, I'm going to save money until I can get a down payment to put in the home that I can buy. But as they save money every week and every month and day by day, what happens is that home becomes more and more expensive. So it's kind of like a catch-22. You're trying to save, but you can't save. So here's a solution to your problem. Now, it does take a little bit of credit, and you need to be able to go to a bank, a credit union, a money company such as, let's say, First Franklin or Avant or Prosper or any one of these loan companies out on the internet and borrow some money. So let's say you haven't owned a home for 3 years or more. You can get an FHA loan, Federal Housing Authority loan, and that requires 3.5% down. So if you are borrowing or buying a home for $200,000, 3.5% down is $7,000. So let's say you apply for a loan for 10 grand, okay? They give you a loan for 10 grand, fantastic, you get some extra money. If they cut you down to $5,000 to $7,000 or $8,000, you still have enough to buy a home for a couple $100,000. Now what you do, you take that money and you put it in your savings account and you leave it there for 3 months. The reason why you do that is they want to see money seasoned, knowing that you're not going to use that money that you borrowed it. You did borrow it, but 3 months ago. So when they say, did you borrow any money to put down the home? No, because you've been paying your payment each month on that money, which in turn is like your money. Like you saved it. It's forced savings. Now when you're looking for a home, you want to find a realtor that you can work with, and you want to tell that realtor that you're looking for a home that the seller is willing to pay closing costs or give you a closing cost credit. That closing cost credit will pay for all your closing costs on buying the home. And there are probably between 3 and 7%, sometimes more, in closing costs. Some could be points that you're paying to buy the rate down. Some are going to be attorney's fees, title insurance. All these other costs are bundled together and they're called closing costs. And the buyer can get that credit from the seller to pay closing costs as a credit. So if you buy a house for $200,000, they can give you up to 5% closing cost credit, which is up to $10,000. Now the lender will have the guidelines that you have to adhere to be able to get this credit. But with the 3.5% you borrowed initially that you've seasoned in your bank, which is your down payment, $7,000, and the credit that the seller will give you to buy the home, you'll be able to get in a home for about what you're paying for, if not less than what you're renting today. And then after 3 years or 4 years or 5 years, whatever the loan is you took out, now I took out mine for 3 years and I paid it off. So that money that I borrowed, I paid off in 3 years. For the first 3 years, I paid about the same amount of money as I paid for renting a home. But after 3 years, when that loan is paid off, I now pay less. About $300 a month less than I used to pay. Plus, all my interest is tax deductible on my taxes. I'm not a millionaire. I don't have a $3.5 million home with a $3,000 a month mortgage. My mortgage is about $600, $700 for my mortgage. My taxes and my insurance altogether run me about $1,100 a month. Actually, a little bit less than that. I was paying $1,400 a month for rent. So I'm saving money in the long run, and the house is mine. No one can kick me out. They can't raise my rate on the rent each month. If I want to plant flowers in my front yard, I can. If I want to have my dogs run around in the backyard, I can. If I want to paint the rooms, I can. If I want to change the bathroom, I can. So these are things that you can do. Plus you have pride of ownership. If you have any children, they're going to love the fact that they have their own house. They're not going to have to move. So if you have questions, that's great. If it's the first time you're coming by my channel, I know it's kind of off the wall that I'm showing and talking about purchasing real estate, but it was a passion of mine for many, many years. Leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, ask a question, and I'd be more than glad to help you. I'm not looking for any profit from this. All I'm looking to do is help one family purchase a home that couldn't afford one before. And that'll make me feel good, and I'll keep doing it, and I'll help all of you get this where you want to be with home ownership. Thank you much for your time, and have a great day.